Hello everyone, AJ here. I know it's been a while, but don't worry. Deep Cuts is back and it will be more consistent. This interview with Deadlands has been in the backlog for a while now and took a while to edit. And when I say a while, like over a year. It was almost a 2 hour interview, so it's a beefy boy of an interview. Hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And now, back to the regularly scheduled program. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and creatures of the night. You're tuned into the heart of the After Dark airwaves, the station where the macabre meets the metallic. This is Deep Cuts, the show where we slice into the minds of the most innovative and captivating artists of our time. I'm AJ, your mortician this evening. On the slab, we have a band that's carved their name in metal history and a name that will be here to stay forever. But that's not all we have in store for you tonight. As a mortician by day, I've had my fair share of encounters with the eerie, the uncanny, the downright terrifying, and I can't wait to share them with you. Between breaks, I'll be serving up some trailers from the darkest corners of horror cinema, some known and unknown. We'll also be hearing from some of the masters themselves, interviews that delve into the abyss, revealing the inspirations and stories behind their art. So buckle up, turn up the volume, and keep a flashlight handy. It's going to be a wild ride. Remember, here in the crypt of Deep Cuts, we're not just about the music. We're about living and breathing the culture, the power, the rebellion, the camaraderie, and yes, the fear. So get ready, horror fans and metalheads alike, as we descend into the darkness and let the Deep Cuts begin.
The preview you are about to watch is for a movie that is unlike any you have ever seen before. It is for a movie that goes beyond temporary fear to everlasting terror. It is a movie called Demons. Yes, the demons are coming, and they're coming for you. Warning. If you have the courage to see demons, sit near an exit. Otherwise, you might never get out. In your theater, who will survive the touch of the demons and who will not? Demons. With music by Billy Idol, Motley Crue, The Adventures, Rick Springfield, and Saxon. This is no dream. This is happening right now. It could be happening to you. Demons. They will make cemeteries their cathedrals, and the cities will be your tombs. Will you survive it? Demons.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
I'm terrible today.
Oh no, what's wrong?
No. Actually, work did suck today, but I'm in a great mood anyway. Work's over. I'm happy.
Man, got a dub in Fortnite today.
Fortnite every day.
Every day?
I know that. But Fortnite every day.
He's got it on.
Literally.
Is preloaded. Once this ends, it's gonna be a lot of sweaty fingers.
Yeah. After I get off, me and Paige are gonna get on. So, well, you got
maybe I could stream with you guys. Oh, if I'm done with recording in a reasonable hour, then yeah.
How many TikToks do you do in a day?
It used to be like anywhere from 11 to 14
in a day.
a day. Yeah, because I'd be posting on my account full time, and then I was posting on the Deadlands account full time. Now I've like split that. I have like a bunch of reaction videos queued up for myself, and then like Deadlands, I just do like 3 covers a week, and then Kyle takes like 2 days or whatever. So, yeah. So now it's been dialed back to like 6, but still a good amount of time with the amount of time that I have at least.
Is the band like full time? Like you said, some of you like you go to work and you have to like juggle the band and work. And how is that with? Because I don't have a band, so I don't know how like the.
It's so hard, at least for me. Like, I mean, Kyle and CJ. Like, I know it's difficult for you guys too. So, for me, I'm also a student, as I was saying before. So like I'm going to college and I have work and I'm trying to do the full-time TikTok stuff, but then I'm also trying to do like actual band stuff. And it does get to be a lot, but like this is what you got to do when you're working for something that you want to do your entire life, you know? Kyle and CJ, what do you think?
I'm an insurance broker. So I work very scheduled hours, 8:30 to 4:30 weekdays. So it's manageable for me. I've found it to be okay. I'm home at a reasonable hour. I get my weekends, so it's pretty good for me.
I've worked full time like for the past 5 years, and like I actually like dropped out of college, so I being a student wasn't really a thing for me. But joining this band, like I also like I don't know if it's ever been mentioned like by them before I joined, but like I also have like a solo project that I've been doing for a while, and trying to like balance my full-time job and music in general has been a little tough, but like the amount of passion that I have for like not only our music but like Kasey and Kyle as people, like I'm more than happy to like put as much time in my life that I can into this. So like I don't even look at it like, oh, how do I juggle this? It's just like they come first before like anything in my life.
So I guess the biggest and first question, how did it all start for everyone?
CJ.
Oh, really? You gonna make me? Okay, whatever. So me and Kyle have known each other the longest. Like we played in a band way before this. And then I met Kasey in another band, and like I hadn't seen Kyle in a while after we left the original band, and me and Kasey, like, because we were in a band together as well after that. We would go to a lot of shows. So we went to go see, I don't know if you know Nothing Nowhere, but we went to a Nothing Nowhere concert and we saw Kyle at the show, and we were like, "Yo, Kyle, what you up to?" And he was so stoked to see us, and it was dope. And they were like, "Yo, we should start."
Met at that show.
That's how Kasey and Kyle met. But like I brought like another friend of mine that was also in the same band originally as me and Kyle. And he was like, Kyle was really stoked to see us. And I told him like, yo, like we should start a band with Kasey. Like her vocals are really dope, and I think we could get a really cool metalcore vibe going on. And it has been like the most natural, cohesive band I have ever been a part of. And honestly, like I said, like me and Kasey also played in a band for a little bit. Like not, it didn't really like take off anywhere because like like we were all kind of in different places musically, and I feel like me and Kasey just had the vibe already of what we wanted. And I played in many bands, and like this is Kasey's real first band. Sorry for like talking for you. Like I'll let you kind of elaborate on it. But for her first band, like I couldn't be more proud. Like she really like knows her shit, and it's really dope. But I just honestly think like I've never vibed with people so much in my life, and that's why I always tell them separately from our music. Like my friendship with them comes first, and that's why our band does so well. So
JJ, that was great.
yeah. Oh, thanks.
Great job.
Am I getting graded?
Yes, that was like a C plus.
That was a C plus.
No, I honestly, I'm so sorry we're getting off track, but like I love when you explain it because I can't. My ADHD is just like I can't do it.
Would you have worded it like that pretty much?
Definitely much worse, but yes.
Is that the same for you, Kyle? Like, same story about how that all started?
Yeah, basically we had played in a band that didn't really like work out. So I had seen him years after at Nothing Nowhere, and I was stoked to see him. He does his own solo music as well, and I played drums for him. And it was at that first like practice basically that Kasey came to, and we all got together and we're like, let's make this like an original thing like with all of us, and it just took off from there.
Who are some influences when it comes to writing and recording the music?
Kyle, you go first.
Influence wise, like I take influence from everyone. Like I know we have a metalcore sound. So in that genre, like Bring Me the Horizon, like Wage War, bands like that. Me personally, I take a lot of inspiration from like Luke Holland, Travis Barker, and then like of course like when I first started, I always looked up to like Neil Peart, John Bonham, like drummers like that. But musically, we have a lot of influences, not even just on the heavy side. Like we mentioned before, Nothing Nowhere. He's kind of all over the place. But a lot of big metalcore artists are our prime influence, I'd say.
I honestly, Kasey, I think you should go right now because there's so many bands that I know that you're gonna mention that like I want you to touch upon, but I think that's why I think you should go first.
All right. So my influences personally, I would definitely mention Motionless in White. I would mention Avenged Sevenfold, right back there. Ice Nine Kills. Kyle said Wage War. As of recent, two of the biggest bands that really have made an impact on Deadlands as a whole are, I feel like, Make Them Suffer and Bad Omens.
Hell yeah.
I knew you were gonna say it.
With we wrote this song that we're coming out with very soon. And the entire song, I was just like, CJ, can you make like something like Make Them Suffer energy? And then I want like a Bad Omens chorus. Like that was just like the vibes that we were going for. And with the way it came out, it sounds absolutely phenomenal. And it's got both of the influences in it, but it's our own sound that we created. So it's fantastic. I'm so stoked for it.
That sounds sick. I'm excited to hear that.
It's so
yeah,
good.
She put me on to Make Them Suffer, and they're so sick. We got to see them for the first time at the Bad Omens tour, which was in like November, December. When was it? December. That was a sick show. Everyone had such good stage presence, but Make Them Suffer, I would see them a million more times. They were really great. I've been like producing metal for probably like 3-4 years. I've been a producer for a while. So I don't know if I also mentioned that. Like I produce for Deadlands. Like I'm the guitarist and like I write a lot of the music, but I also produce it. Like I'm in my home studio right now. So everything that Deadlands does is not outsourced. Like it's all here. And I started producing metal like 3-4 years ago. And I take huge inspiration from like Bring Me the Horizon. That's like one, I would say probably my number one. Definitely Wage War, Kyle already mentioned. Big Dayseeker fan. I really like Dayseeker. Who else do I love? Trying to think. Yeah, Nothing Nowhere. Yeah, Nothing Nowhere is huge for me. But I wouldn't say so much as like metal production, but I I'm trying to think of like a band that I really like their production style. Oh, Bless the Fall. Bless the Fall, yo. Yeah, we love them. We really love them. There's a lot of influence in our music as a band that comes from Bless the Fall.
Totally.
And I would also say I See Stars too.
Yes. Definitely.
Those are really good picks. And I'm jealous you guys got to see Make Them Suffer. Like, they were a big discovery for me last year, and I can't believe I missed them live. Like, I'm so mad at myself.
Good live.
They better come back soon. They were so good.
Yeah. I think they will. I'm sure they will. Now that they've touched America, I think they're gonna come back.
Yeah, they're from Australia. That's far.
So far.
And that's cool that, Kasey, you mentioned Motionless in White, because they're actually from my hometown in Pennsylvania. So they're my homeboys.
Love it.
And
love it.
The funniest story is my dad actually ran into Chris Motionless when he was at Wegmans, just grocery shopping. It's the funniest, like.
What did he do? He was like, "You're Chris Motionless. Can I get a picture?"
That's literally exactly what it was. Like,
oh my god.
He was in the vegetable aisle, and my dad was getting like green beans or something. He looks over. He's like, "Excuse me, are you Chris Motionless?" Because like, he didn't have any makeup on either, and he's like, "Yeah, I am." He's like, "Oh, that's sick." He's like, "My son got me into you," and blah blah blah. Then he got a picture, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like,
"You were pissed. You were like, I wish I went and shopped for green beans."
But it's so cool. Like, you can just casually run into them in our city, and like one of the old members, Josh, he has the Strange Unusual store there, and he's a weird dude, but he's so cool though.
Love it. It's always the weird ones that are the coolest, though. I've noticed.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you guys ever tour and you come across Pennsylvania, definitely check out that Strange Unusual store. There's a bunch of like dead animals and skulls, and there's like a Harry Potter coffee shop in it.
Ooh, fun! All right, we'll do. We're taking a trip to Pennsylvania very soon, so that's dope. What is it called?
Strange Unusual.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
All right, getting back on track. What inspired the name Deadlands?
CJ.
I'm not even kidding you when I say this. Like, we probably had like a 5-minute discussion of like, oh, what's our band name gonna be? And I just blurted out Deadlands, and everyone's like, all right, we're cool with that. And that was it. Like,
yeah. She goes, how about Deadlands?
You know what? I don't think I've said this in front of them before. I'm pretty sure though. I think I've had that name in my head for probably like 5 years. Like,
you have said that.
I have said that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I'm pretty sure like I thought of that a while ago when I was like trying to come up with names, like even just for my solo project. But like now, like as us, it fits so well. I don't know why, but yeah, I done good.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
There wasn't like any other names floating around.
I can't think. Couldn't think of one.
Yeah, it was literally just like, what do we call ourselves? And I just go Deadlands, and they're like, okay.
I in my head, I didn't even get a chance to say it, but I was like, what about Chasing Chaos? Like in my head, and then Cedar was like Deadlands. I was like, I like that better.
Chasing Chaos.
That literally was just like in my head, and I never said anything. But who cares?
I might steal that if I come up with a band. But anyway.
Got it. I always wanted to do like a solo project with like a K, because I'm KK, and then
Cut that.
Yeah, no. That's so bad. Well, I'd have to go by my full name. The M breaks it up.
Kasey Marie Karlsen. I like Chasing Chaos though. That actually is a dope name.
Yeah,
like it honestly, right? Like kind of makes me sad that like you didn't mention that, because that could have been like that could still be an idea for something. Like we could name like a record that or something.
Yeah, or in case the other Deadlands is like, hey you.
Oh yeah.
In case they're like, you stole our name, we'd be like, oh, Chasing Chaos. Here we are.
Yeah, you got a backup name ready.
Yep, got it. I'm gonna write it down. Chasing chaos. Beautiful.
And how long did it take to write and record the Sentence of Myself?
2-3 months, maybe 4 months.
Like if you like in literal time, yeah, like 2-3 months. But like our sessions were like we I would say like if you just took like the time that we Kyle, like you remember we went.
I would say no more than probably 2 weeks because every song was the bulk was recorded. Like I'd say 80 to 90% of every song, the recording part of it was done like within that night. Like every song we sat down and like CJ mentioned before, it's been so natural. We did not come into this with pre-written parts. It was kind of all on the spot. Like Kasey had a lot of lyrics and just a lot of different ideas and stuff like that, and she would kind of sing a line and I'd literally kind of tap on CJ and be like, this is a drum beat we can use, and we programmed it in for demos and stuff, and I don't know, it was just basically done. The bulk of the work was probably done in one night for most of the songs, and then we would probably do a second night to finish up the recording of the song, and then CJ, as mentioned before, does all the producing for the band, so that more so he could talk about how long that took mixing mastering wise. So I would say, as far as what we all did together, probably no more than 2 weeks. But yes, it was spread out over the course of maybe 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super natural though. Like I think all of us, like when we came at a song, that I don't remember a single point when we were like, oh, I don't like this. Like we just kept like building off of songs. We're like, oh yeah, what if we did this? And we just kept like building the
I
tower.
One time we did not like a song. When we wrote Black Hole, we all had the idea of,
oh yeah,
wanted a ballad type song. We sat for probably an hour or two, and we had probably a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes of music written, recorded between the three of us. That's like a little bit of production, like piano stuff, some guitar, bass, programmed drums at the time.
There wasn't even any piano.
Yeah, no, it was a clean guitar.
Or a clean guitar. I just remember we wrote half of a song, and then we were like, collectively, we listened to it. We did not like it. And then in probably an hour's time, we wrote and recorded Black Hole, what became
Done.
Black Hole.
Completely in one session.
That's impressive.
It's honestly, it's just the chemistry between us is like immaculate.
And
we write very fast.
I know you mentioned before you guys have some new music coming out. Is there a lot of songs, or is it like few singles or an album?
So we're really not sure on what we want to do just yet, but I know if we're gonna do singles, if we're gonna do like all singles, we'll probably like compile it into an album once we're finished like releasing the bulk of them. As for like a full length, that would really be how we do it, just because no one really pays attention to just album releases anymore, unless you're like Emotionless in White or a Day Seeker, Bad Omens, whatever, unless you're big like that. But everybody just doesn't want to pay attention to long works, so we're like, you know what, let's just keep it short and keep it simple. We're just trying to grow as of right now, people's
attention span. Like think of how we're growing from TikTok, where like people have the shortest attention span like on planet Earth. So yeah, like
guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty.
But I agree. I think singles are going to work the best, and we have been working really hard on some great songs, and like we're taking this time to kind of experiment as much as we can, because people really seem to like Sentence of Myself. Like those songs, we, to be honest with you, our process was different, because we still don't really give ourselves like quote unquote deadlines, but every song that we made in those like in the 3-4 months time got put on Sentence of Myself. It wasn't like we had, besides like the one thing that we had like a minute and a half of, like we didn't work on any other songs. Now we've been taking this time to like let people sit on the record, like on the EP, and like they tell us what they like about it, they tell us what they don't like, and we are now prepared to like have like, we're on track to make like 30-40 songs and say, okay, which ones are going to be the singles and which one, like what can we put into a record. So we're going to make a lot of music, and we've been making a lot of music, and I'm really stoked about it. But like as far as like our release plans, I think singles are what's going to do well for us this year. And if everything pans out how we want it to be, hopefully we can put out a full length. That'd be so sick. Or at least another EP.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of newer bands, like you said, have just been putting out singles rather than albums, because people's attention spans have changed over the years. Do you feel like newer bands now like have a harder time reaching an audience with an album?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because like I said, like people are not paying attention to big long things where it's like, oh, what's this song? What's that song? They just want whatever is hot in the moment. Like, I have one of my friends just dropped an album, and it's not getting as much traction as it should be. Because like I genuinely think it's just because they released like a single or two before, so like we're trying to, as much as we love albums, we want to try and stay away from them for a little while.
Yeah, everyone else kind of agree with that?
Definitely.
It's probably the smartest like marketing or like that type of strategy we could do, because like I don't know, I right now don't listen to like albums straight through every day. Like a lot of people just don't even have time to like digest the whole album all at once. Like a lot of my favorite bands put out albums and it took me months to listen to them. Like I know We Came as Romans put out Dark Bloom like a month or two ago. It took me weeks to just actually get through like the whole album. Like there's so many great bodies of work that come out, and every song could be appreciated so well, but it's just people's attention spans, people's time. Like a lot of people just don't appreciate a full album right now. And just in terms of like marketing, I do think it is like a smarter strategy just doing singles, because it's just easier to digest. These people get to learn the lyrics more and then enjoy each song more for what they are.
I think it's also the platform too, like our platform compared to like Kasey was saying, like a Motionless in White. I know we say that name a lot. They're like our gods. Like we love them. They're great people, and but yeah, it's I think it's definitely a platform thing too. Like if more people were paying attention to us and could digest a big body of work, we'd be in the position to do that. But as of right now, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And I just want to let y'all know, like, it said I had 10 minutes left on this session because I don't pay for Zoom. I mean, who would? If it closes out, I'll send the link again. So in case that happens in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And getting right back to it, is there a certain message or feeling you want the audience to get through the music?
Really depends on the song, I would say. For the most part, like when at least for when I'm writing lyrics, I want people to be able to relate, because 9 times out of 10, like if you're a lot of my lyrics like are about going through something, and of course everybody's been through their fair share of shit, but it's like when it feels like somebody understands you and understands like your feelings and a situation that while in a song can sound so vague, you could relate to it so hard, it can make you feel so much better. At least that's for me. What do you think, Kyle?
That's got something important.
I would say as for a message, like that's coming like lyrically, like that's all Kasey. Just as a message from the fans, like I just want to make music that like people enjoy. Like that's my goal. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. Like I love playing music. I love making music with my best friends. I just want people to enjoy it.
I agree.
I like the position that I'm in, like, you know, as a member of this band, like I remember going to see Pierce the Veil like in concert for the first time and like changed my life. And like I remember feeling like I wasn't the only weirdo that was like obsessed with metal. Like it was so dope. It was like the sickest feeling in the world. And I would love our fans to feel that way, like listening to our music or at one of our shows. That's like the impact, I would say.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I really like that.
Agree with that. Strongly agree. I was at that show too.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'd say I'd agree with you. Like the first time, probably my first metal show like that was I went to Warped Tour 2015, and the first band I saw there was Attila, and like that changed it. Like I know people have their opinions of Attila, but ever since then, like I felt like
Not Kasey.
Attila. I love Attila. Are you kidding? They're hanging up on my door. You can see them. There's like 2 posters of them. 1 and 2.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah. But yeah, like it was the first time I felt like I wasn't alone with that type of music. So I definitely feel the same way. And on to the next one. A lot of people have different opinions on what they think is heavy music. Like people think screams make it heavy, or the guitar, drums. What do you think heavy means when it comes to like your music?
That's a good one.
I'll start with this.
Yeah,
I think like heavy can also mean lyrically too, but a song as a whole, like, and this is just coming from me as a producer. I've looked at a lot of songs and just been like, oh, you know, like I love the production of this song. And some songs are produced so heavy. Like I'm obsessed with the new Bad Omens record. I think the production is crazy and it's produced really heavy. Like Artificial Suicide, that shit slaps. That shit, literally, I want to beat everyone up in the sight. Like I love that. It's just a dope feeling. But I've learned to look past production and like learned that like a good song is a good song. Like you can't take away. If a song is good, a song is good. So like the heavy in question is like, is the song like impactful? Like, is this like, wow, this is a great song, and like I can really bang my head. I could really like, it's more of like the feeling that it gives you rather than just like, oh, is it tuned in drop Z, like boom, like that shit doesn't. I've heard metal players in like standard tuning. Like I don't know if I'm mentioning weird guitar shit right now, but like, you know, guitars that are not crazy low, like you could still make them sound heavy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think heavy's really determined by like a production or like that aspect. I think it's like just generally like a song for its song. Like, is it heavy? You know, I would say like our music is heavy in some ways, but like in other ways, like it's pretty straightforward too, you know?
Yeah, I would agree. Honestly, if we're talking technical, I know that like the definition of metal is like power chords, breakdowns, and like harsh vocals, really. But what CJ was saying, like how to determine when a song is heavy or not, like it just has to be a feeling. Like to me, Who Are You from Bad Omens is not heavy at all, but like a Villain has a similar touch to it, but it's still heavy. It still has like just a boom to it, if you will.
Does it give the stank face? Is like the
Yes.
question. Yeah, like you're like bopping your head, like, ugh, something smells terrible. Like,
Does it headbang?
yeah.
What do you think, Kyle?
You all touched on good points. Like, I think there are people who, like, if they're generally not a huge fan of metal, if they don't love metal, if they listen to like quote unquote like softer music, just not as rock oriented, someone might say that Black Hole is a heavy song that's got some guitars in it. When once that chorus comes in, it's heavy. But if you compare that to any other song on our EP, that's not a heavy song. That's a ballad. So the word heavy, I think, is very, very subjective. I think in our metalcore demographic as of right now, because we wrote practically a metalcore-esque EP, our demographic would, in my opinion, generally describe it as music with screams or breakdowns. That to them would be heavy, but subjective.
First, he created the most frightening film ever made. Then, he took his unique vision of terror one step further. Now, George A. Romero takes us out of the night, beyond the dawn, and into the darkest day of horror the world has ever known. Day of the Dead.
There have to be survivors in Washington.
Oh, my.
They have more sophisticated shelters than this one. There have to be people in those shelters who know about us, who know where we are. With no radio contact, they'll come looking for us.
I said shut up! They can be tricked into being good little girls and boys. The same way we were tricked into it on the promise of some reward to come. What the fuck is wrong with you people? They're dead! They're fucking dead, and you want to teach them tricks?
They have to be rewarded, Captain. Why else will they do what we want them to do?
I don't want them to do anything but drop over! Those are my men in there! That's it. Run, you fucking lunatics.
George A. Romero's Day of the Dead, the most eagerly awaited day in horror film history.
What were you saying?
Part two. Kind of lost my train of thought. But basically, the word heavy is subjective. A lot of people might say there's like screams or breakdowns that would make a song heavy, but I know songs that have breakdowns that aren't necessarily heavy songs. There are songs that scream that aren't deemed heavy by audiences who always listen to what in their minds is even heavier music. So it's very subjective. I think our demographic, like as of what we have from now, what we've built from TikTok or original music, I think a lot of that audience would define heavy as screams and breakdowns and chuggy guitars and whatnot. But I don't know. Heavy is very subjective.
And staying in the topic of heavy, Who would you guys consider like one of the heaviest bands then? Based on your
Slaughter to Prevail.
Slaughter to Prevail is a good one. I would say Infant Annihilator.
Heaviest band I like listen to, like enjoy listening to, like I really, really love is Ocean's 8 Alaska. That to me is the heaviest band I listen to. Or in theory, like Bring Me the Horizon's first like 2 or 3 albums, like that is undeniably heavier than most of what I would listen to today. But currently Ocean's 8 Alaska, they're killing it. But I know subjectively there's probably a million other bands that people are like, oh, that's way heavier. But Ocean's 8 Alaska, great band.
Yeah, those are great picks. And
Blink 182.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Very heavy.
Yeah.
Very
brutal.
Post Malone, Ice Cream going on. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Long time metal lover. Short time Empire member.
Yo, AJ, have you heard Radio Song by Hardy featuring Jeremy McKinnon?
Oh God.
I haven't, no.
Yo.
Don't.
Don't say no.
You like Y'alternative?
It's
Y'alternative?
Yes.
It's not Y'alternative. Y'alternative is like Midwest emo. This is just like
country metal.
Just go into it expecting nothing. Do you know who? Are you familiar with Jeremy McKinnon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, what's the song?
Is it a long song?
No, like what's the song name again?
Oh, Radio Song.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna add it.
Yeah, go into it expecting nothing. It's a country song featuring Jeremy McKinnon. The artist is called Hardy.
Okay. Oh wait, wasn't Hardy just at like WWE or something? I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great song though. Great song.
Okay. Yeah, I will let you know when I listen to it.
Yo, we did WWE hookup. We'll do theme music for anyone. Hit us up.
Oh, we should.
Honestly, my first band that got me into music was Killswitch Engage, and they had a song called they have a song called This Fire Burns, and that was, I think, CM Punk's opening music, and I grew up listening to that and loving it. And once Killswitch Engage was actually like introduced to me, I like was listening to their music and made the connection, and I was like, oh my God, like this is that band. I think it's dope that like metal bands, metalcore bands, whatever genre you want to throw anyone in, like they make music for like WWE like a lot of the time. Like I do that.
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
I remember, who was it? Edge. I think he had a really cool theme song.
Yeah, Alter Bridge did that.
Yeah.
They're dope. I love Alter Bridge. I feel like I never bring them up, but they're so good.
They're so good. I'm seeing them at Rockville in a few months. I'm so excited. Dude.
Really? Because
Yeah.
you might see me and Kyle there.
Really?
We just talked.
Dude, if you guys go, like, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, dude, come say what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it today. It came up on my TikTok, and I called Kyle today, and I was like, dude, Asking Alexandria, I Prevail, Motionless. Like is it the Friday date that we want to do?
Yeah, it would be. I think it was Friday.
Such a sick lineup. So
it had a lot of really great bands.
I'll be there all 4 days, so
dope.
Oh,
I might die, but
sad. I can't go. I have finals.
just drop out.
That's what I was gonna say.
I fucking wish, AJ. I really wish it was that easy, but I have parents that I already disappoint every day. So. I'm kidding. No, they would just be really fucking pissed.
Do your parents support your music?
They do. Now that they actually see that it's going somewhere, they do. They used to just be like, "What the fuck is that screaming shit?" And I'd be like, "Shut up."
Were they like, oh, it's just a hobby, or?
Yes. Yes. And now they see that I like spend every waking moment that I'm not out of the house on my computer recording. So now they're like, "Okay, well, just please get your degree and then you'll be good." Like, I really don't fucking want to. I hate it.
No, I totally get what you mean. When I was back a few years ago, like I make movies in my free time, and I would just make like short films with my friends. My mom's like, "Oh, it's just a hobby. You'll get nothing out of it." And then I made a movie that got into like a bunch of festivals, and I won awards. And they're like, "Oh, like you can actually do this." And so okay, we'll support it.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's how it goes. They don't support until they see something.
Exactly, that's it.
And they're like, "Oh, you can make us big money."
Who's us?
We? Who is we?
Yeah, who's we?
Yeah, and my latest movie, I actually did a Stephen King adaptation, and I didn't get noticed, but I know that he saw it, so that scares me.
Oh, that's got to be really scary.
Because, like, I don't know if he liked it or not, so that scares me every waking moment until the day I meet him.
That's like
crazy.
That was like every time like one of the bigger bands would like our stuff but not comment, I'm like, "No, please give me that extra validation."
They liked it because they were making fun of us.
Yeah, no, literally. And I remember I did an auto-tune free version of King for a Day. Like, it was one of the first covers that I posted on the Deadlands account. And it was not it okay. It wasn't horrible, but it was like definitely not Pierce the Veil level. And they were like, "Oh my God." I was like, "They actually enjoy this?" I was just fucking around.
Yeah, I actually, a bunch of websites made reviews, did reviews of my movie, and a lot of them were like, "Oh, it's good," and then a lot are like, "What the hell is this?" And it's all public. Like, I just searched my movie, and it's all on websites. It was in a big festival last year, and I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be reading this, but I have to.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's the scariest, is like reading reviews that you don't know exist.
Yeah. Do you guys do that for your music? Like, do you try to look up reviews or look at anything?
You know what I looked at today? I looked at all of the TikToks that use our music, like use our sound.
Oh.
There's like a ton of like workout videos. It's honestly so sick. Like the fact that like people want to get ripped to our shit is like so inspiring. And I went to the gym with my girlfriend today, and like our song came on. I was like, skip.
That's so sad. That's very sad.
Do you guys get that feeling like when you finally listen to the finished product after like a million hours of editing? Do you like, oh, like or like, oh, okay, like I really enjoy this? Like, do you get like that? I don't know how to word that.
There's a song that we have coming out that like I feel I know Kasey definitely listens to like 36 times a day.
I've listened to it at least 4 or 5 today.
No, I listened to it like 15 today.
Wow.
My eyes literally like well up when I listen to it because it's so good. And it's not a sad song at all. It's like the greatest feeling ever.
I do most of the I do all of pretty much, like, you know, I like produce it, and like I'm usually the one that has to like hear the same section, like the same 5-second section like on loop for 6 hours. So I get pretty sick of it, not gonna lie. But I still like, I love the songs, like when we perform them and stuff like that. And also like every now and then if it comes on in the car, like I do a car test, like it's enjoyable. But from the producer aspect, that has to hear it like, you know, over and over. You know. Sorry, guys.
You see, I'm in the same boat as you, CJ, because like I edit all my own movies too, so I'm staring at my same movie for hundreds of hours, and by the time it's done, and like I did like a movie premiere or whatever, like I have to leave the room. I'm like, I can't watch this.
Yeah,
Especially
it's either you're sick of it or you're numb to it, but it's never like I can't wait. Like,
and it's like I'm still proud of the final product. It's just like seeing it. It's like you just can't, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like a little jealous of like Kasey's like, 15 times a day. Like,
Well, because at that point you're like trying to see what you can fix too. Since the song that we have right now is still in the mixing stage, like I'm still like, is there something that like piques my ears, or am I just jamming to it? Like, I don't know. And I'm also practicing it, so.
And outside of music, do you guys have like any hobbies or interests?
We all love video games.
Fortnite. We play a little bit of the Fortnite.
I play more than Fortnite. CJ, you play literally just Fortnite and COD. Kyle,
Yeah.
you play Rocket League and Fortnite. I play a lot. I love horror games, and I recently I just built a PC. So I've been like thinking that I'm gonna like stream some like Five Nights at Freddy's on there, because we actually did a collaboration with Rocket Music. It's called Misfit, and it's about Five Nights at Freddy's. So I'm like, why have I not like streamed this yet? Like, what am I waiting for? I think it would be fabulous.
Yeah, I definitely would. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm addicted to like horror video games. Like I play Friday the 13th or Dead by Daylight, like strictly.
I love Dead by Daylight. You have to play The Quarry. It's a story game.
I have it downloaded. I haven't played it yet.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. It's like kind of weird seeing like people, but like fake looking, like because it looks realistic enough to where it's like, oh, you could tell that that's like based off of a real person. Like Brenda Song is in it, and all the characters are modeled after their voice actors. It's crazy, but it's just like, oh, there's something off about them. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's that like Polar Express uncanny like valley with
yeah.
Like
I really want to play The Last of Us.
Oh yeah,
That.
That's a great game. I love that game.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I've definitely wanted to try it for a while.
Do you have a PlayStation or you PC or
PlayStation? I have PS5.
Okay. Do you have a PlayStation Plus with it?
I do.
I think it's free on there with their catalog. Like there's that whole catalog.
No shot.
Yeah. Like they have like 20 games that are free to download with PS Plus. And I think Last of Us is on there.
Let's go.
The more you
I know what I'm doing tonight.
The more you know. But yeah, another horror game, Until Dawn. I think it's the same company.
I've been wanting to play that because of The Quarry.
I played it for the first time this year when I was off of work for 2 weeks when I had surgery, and it was the best experience. Like I was just bedridden for 2 weeks, and I played that game. And what sucks is when you have the PlayStation camera, they record your reactions to the jump scares. And I didn't know till after the game, and there's like, oh, you have a whole gallery. I'm like, I didn't record anything, and I go back, and it was me in bed just, and I'm like, that's illegal. I'm like, what the hell?
So funny.
Now I need to get it.
And it even does like what scene on the side, like a split screen. It shows you, and then it shows what scene, and I'm like, this is horrible.
My God, that sounds fantastic.
That's crazy.
I love it.
So yeah, if you have a camera with your console, then that's definitely some content right there.
Perfect. Done and done.
Oh my God. So you guys been doing some shows lately, right?
Yes.
When was your first one?
Our first one.
4th of July, technically.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Technically, it was 4th of July. my brother has a band, and they were like, "Hey, we're doing a backyard show with some friends. You want to play?" And we were like, sure." So we played in front of maybe like 9 or 10 people, nothing extravagant by any means. But yeah, our latest show is this Sunday coming up in Farmingdale, New York at 317 Main Street. We know the owner there from TikTok, actually. He found us on TikTok, and his name is Chef Eric. He's awesome. He's on like Food Network and everything. We call him our metal dad. He supports Deadlands like through and through. And so he DM'd us on Instagram one day. He was like, "You guys are on Long Island. Like, you guys got to come to one of my restaurants. Here's what they are." And it was 317 Main Street, Vico, right next to it, and then the Nutty Irishman bar. Which if you're on Long Island, you know the Nutty Irishman. But they're all like on the same street. So we met him at Vico, and the food was fucking amazing. And I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, I was expecting like bottom like tier. Like your expectations are low because you just never know who's hitting you up. Like I would have thought somebody was hitting me up to come to their food truck before like a nice ass, delicious ass restaurant, you know?
The food there is so good at all the places.
So good. I'm going on Wednesday to get their food.
It is so good.
Well, I'll fly up from Florida to catch a show.
Please do. Would love it. Wait, hopefully we're playing down there soon, but
yeah, you guys plan on like touring or shows outside of New York soon?
Once I am graduated, yes. It's just as of right now, we're focused on saving up, number one, and number two, it's hard for me to take off with school and work because like no matter what, I'm out of the house 6 days a week doing something. So it's like, all right, well, can I give up a day? Oh, well, I gave up that day for this or that. Or so we're mostly just trying to ride it out. And then hopefully by summer of next year is when we'll be like, boom, like nationwide.
Okay. And at the shows that you've had played already, have there been like any like weird fan interactions or just people or just weird stories?
Not weird fan interactions. Everybody that we've met so far has been like amazing. But there's comments on TikTok that really make me giggle. Or make me uncomfortable. Either one. I got this one comment and I just did not know how to respond to it. And I can't remember if it was on my account or the Deadlands account, but it said something along the lines of like, "I would love to come talk to you. I'm harmless and I have cancer." And I was like, "What?"
I'm harmless. I don't have razor blades in my pocket. Like,
oh my, yeah. How do you respond to that?
I didn't. And I feel bad because like, what if he actually has cancer? Well, actually, he said he was dying of cancer, like, quote, dying of cancer. And I was like, what do I say? I didn't say anything, but I feel bad if I don't. I don't know. I don't know what to do. There's also just weird perverted ones. I don't even read those. I'm just like, ew, you're gross. That's it. CJ and Kyle usually get pretty positive feedback. They're just like, yeah, like they're cool. I just get monsters.
You guys don't get monsters or weird pervs?
I mean,
no.
Everyone thinks Kyle's the sexiest member, so
that's definitely not true.
That's true.
CJ's sitting right there, so
it's CJ and Kyle that are the hot ones. I'm just here.
I recently took Kasey to perform. She went to perform with another band, and I had someone come up to me and he goes, "I loved your set, by the way. You were so good." I didn't perform. That was probably the weirdest fan interaction. He wasn't even a fan. He didn't know me. I didn't perform.
Except, bro.
I'm like, was he sweating or something? You weren't. You were completely dry.
It didn't look like I performed. I didn't have drumsticks or an instrument.
Maybe you had a doppelganger.
Of the mosh pit the entire night. Like,
definitely had a doppelganger for sure. We
And,
just don't know where he is.
maybe.
And was that band Dark Divine that you performed with?
Yes.
How did that come about?
So I got a DM on my Instagram from Anthony of Dark Divine, and he was like, "Hey dude, we're playing a show on February 2nd. You want to come through and come on stage?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, like I wish I could. It's my boyfriend's birthday that day, but Connecticut is probably going to be like the closest bet. So if you want, I could try to make it to that one." And he was like, "Oh yeah, like for sure. Like that's totally fine." So me and Kyle just drove our asses over to Connecticut and did some screamies on the stage with Dark Divine.
That's sick. That's awesome.
Yeah,
And,
no, it was a fun time. They're great dudes.
yeah, and of course I have to ask, how did the Chris Motionless one come about?
Okay. That one, he had DM'd me a few times. He DM'd me once to be like, "Hey, like I just heard your band's new single, Shallow Breath, and like I really love the way that your voice sounds in this one part in like the second pre-chorus, I think it was, or the second verse." And I was like, "My man listens to Deadlands." Like, damn. And then he hit me up when I did a masterpiece instrumental. I didn't make it. I just found it off YouTube. And he was like, "Did we like leak that? Because we were planning on doing that. We were planning on making an instrumental and releasing it." And I was like, "Oh no, like I just got it from this one guy." And I sent it to him and he was like, "Oh damn, like that was a very good instrumental. Thank you." I was like, "Welcome." And then as soon as the Trinity of Terror tour tickets dropped, I bought, I think it was 4 tickets, and then I bought 2 VIP thingies. And he hit me up, I think a day later, and was like, "Hey, I was wondering if you wanted to come on stage. Like, are you going to any of the Trinity of Terror dates?" And I was like, "Hell yeah. Hell yeah." And he was like, "Yeah, like your tickets are on me. Don't worry about it." I was like, "Oh, I actually already bought them, but thanks." Like, I almost like turned him down, but not like turned him down to go on stage, but like, "Oh, like you don't have to buy my tickets or whatever. Like, it's fine." And then it was like, "Oh, just sell them. It's fine. You'll be hanging out backstage." And I was like, "All right, sounds good. When Chris Motionless says something to you, you do it." So I wound up just I sold them to I gave them 2 tickets, but I just gave them the VIP tickets because I was like, unfortunately I wasn't able to bring them backstage because there's like a limited amount of guest list space. So yeah, that's how that came about.
That's sick. Like, would Motionless be like a dream tour to be a part of?
Oh, 100%. 100%. They both know. They're like, "This girl does not stop talking about Motionless in my." It's them and Ice Nine are my like number 1 tied bands of all time. Like I will never stop listening to them ever. So
basically, we'll forever be jealous that Black Veil Brides got to share the stage with these two. For
oh, I know.
Like we wish we were them for that tour. That was absolutely beautiful.
Totally.
Who else? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you were still going. It was another question, but you can keep going.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say it was very surreal. That's it.
Who else would you guys like to tour with?
All the bands we mentioned for sure.
Dayseeker, Bad Omens.
A Day to Remember.
Day to Remember.
My favorite band of all time.
Fearbox.
Spirit Box, Wage War.
Wage War, definitely. Bring Me is probably like, and apart from Ice Nine, Bring Me would be like the biggest one that we would love to tour with, just because they're insane live.
They're still a dream concert. I have to see. I've never seen them yet.
Oh, dude.
Oh man, we all went. We're seeing we're seeing Fall Out Boy with them. In when is that? August? Yeah. It's gonna be. They're just so good. They're so good live.
Are those tickets expensive? Like, I don't want to be selling like an arm and a leg.
Yes. It's like 500 plus.
Now they are, yeah. They we tried to get pre-sale. Pre-sale sold out in 5 minutes.
Not even.
And we went we were like, let's just go to the next state over. Who cares? So we did. Those were like 40 and they were GA. So we were like, damn. And it was probably like 10 minutes after we got the tickets. Like, they were still up, and I was very shocked.
Yeah, I'm scared to check now.
Me too.
Okay. Are there any artists that you guys love to collab with?
So many.
Ice Nine. I know. We've been wanting to do that. We like, I know me and Kyle, and I'm sure Kasey too. Ricky Armelino's other project, Hawk, is really sick.
God, I love Hawk.
Yeah, so
big shout out to Hawk.
Yeah,
they're really dope. Great voice, great production. Ricky Armelino is an incredible producer as well. But yeah, I would definitely say like Ice Nine to some degree. We really like them. They're great people. Rory from Dayseeker, amazing voice. I don't know if you're a Dayseeker fan, but they're out of this world. Like, that's probably, they're in my top 3.
The dude from 1,000 Below, I'll be honest, I don't remember his name right this second.
James, I think.
They're killing it. I love 1,000 Below. I got into them years ago. They dropped 2 singles, Disassociate and Chemical, and then for whatever reason I slept on them. And then just their new album recently blew me away. The dude who sings in that band, I would collab with him. Phenomenal body of work right there.
We good?
Yeah, sorry.
I think we were probably just too still for you.
Yeah.
I think that's really what happened. I just think everyone was
yeah, I
I would agree with everybody that's been said. The obvious is Motionless in White. I literally want us to have a song with Chris Motionless so bad. To everybody that we mentioned all day, really, because I would not mention anybody that I'm like not in love with. Like, I don't know. There's just so many bands that are so good and killing it in the scene right now, and there's one band that we haven't mentioned that I would love to collab with would be Rivals.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rivals is killing it too, and I love Kaylee's voice so much.
Yeah, those are great picks, everyone there. And I'm just reminding again, I just got another 10-minute warning, so before it ends. So if it goes over again, I apologize. But all right, I'll just keep it going then. Like Ice Nine Kills does with their music, basing their songs on movies or shows. What movies or shows would you like to base a song or album on?
Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things. I would do Stranger Things and the Hunger Games for sure.
Technically, we already did Five Nights at Freddy. It was a collaborative work, but we did do something to that effect.
How about you, Siege?
Ice Nine is like the only band that I like that does that kind of thing. So I've never thought about doing it, but I don't know. That's so hard to pick. I don't know, I feel like there's so many dope movie, book, game concepts that can be really dope. But I'm also like a big fan of concept albums in general. Like if we were in the position to make an album, like uh, what my like literally my top three favorite albums of all time is like American Idiot. I think American Idiot because American Idiot is a concept album, and the story is so great through, and like it musically like is so good. Like it is, and it's not metal or it's fucking punk music, but like it's just so well written, and it like the story is great, the theming is awesome, and like the mood throughout it, like when I listen to that record in full, I feel like I'm watching a really dope movie. And like as much as I'd love to like make something like around like something that's already like a movie or something, I think my focus is like if we were to do an album or something like as one cohesive thing, it'd probably be our own concept. And it could be something that alludes to a Hunger Games or Stranger Things, like an idea like that. Like, but I'd want to go crazy. I'd want to go as original as possible. But not that I'm opposed to, because if we did something around like, Hunger Games or Stranger Things, that'd be dope as fuck. I think it would sound really cool and people can relate to it more. But I don't know. That's my take.
I want to write music like for a video game, like games like Call of Duty had great soundtracks. There's like I forget that 115, is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
That's like Beauty of Annihilation. That was a song that like that was an inspiration of mine in metalcore, or like I don't know if it's deemed really metalcore, but like it's got like zombie-esque screaming, like really nice riff. The drums are sick. I when I was in like middle school or maybe even elementary school, I remember I bought like the soundtrack for it with like Beauty of Annihilation and all those songs, and like I would love to do stuff like that. Like I know Kasey's voice fits really well for that type of stuff. Like even my brother the other day was like, "Yo, Black Hole would sound great in a video game. Like certain pieces of it, like even just the piano loop or the chorus, whatever. Like I'd love to like make music for video games or have like parts derived from our music and get put into stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. I know that's kind of off topic from your question, but I think that's definitely a goal.
I haven't played the game Doom much. I have played, but like that soundtrack is ridiculous. Like it is you were mentioning heavy before. That shit is heavy, bro. That shit is so good. And Mick Gordon, like I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's
Love the clap.
Incredible. And he worked on a lot of Bring Me the Horizons new stuff. Like he's incredible. And that's another person that I've recently taken a lot of influence from. Like he's sick. He's really, really good.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, that's definitely would be awesome with Mick Gordon, because I know he did a song with Motionless on their new album. I think he did like a choice for that. But
Score on the end.
Yeah, and it's a shame. Like you heard the news about him, like how he got screwed over by that's a shame.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Bethesda. He's not working with Bethesda anymore because like they were hounding him. They were like they were telling him like you got to finish like the songs by a certain time, but then they wouldn't provide him like with like the levels or anything. They'd be like, "Yo, make a song for this level for the game," but they wouldn't show him the level. So like they weren't really like cooperative with him, and then they also like finished a ton of stuff without him, and they hired some other dude that made it sound way worse. Like he mixed it, mastered it, sounded way worse. And then on top of that, they did not pay him like for a ton of shit. So yeah, they totally fucked him over. But now I heard he's like working with some other game developer, and now he's he like I forgot what it's called, but some other like game that he's doing the soundtrack for, and they're treating him way better. So
all right, that's good.
Yeah, like it was apparently like a lot of money too that they wouldn't pay him. Like it's ridiculous.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, but But on the topic of like soundtracks, I mean, hey, like you guys were saying that if you do like a video game or base something, I mean, I got a movie coming out soon. If you guys want to,
Oh, let's go. That would be sick.
Let's do it.
like, if you want to do like riffs or some like screams in it, that'd be sick.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, yeah, it's it'll be a horror movie, so if that fits the
Hell yeah. Beautiful. That's perfect.
All right, yeah, I'll totally like hit you up then.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Is there a dream venue that you guys would love to play at?
Red Rocks.
I would say the Paramount right in Huntington.
I was just
Over Red Rocks?
Well, because that's like a milestone. Okay, yeah, like would love to play at Red Rocks, but like
going for there's the like I was gonna say the Paramount is like my favorite New York venue as well, besides like Pier 17. But then you could say like Red Rocks or a Madison Square Garden, like to what? Yeah. What's that festival Bring Me played that it was in like Europe or whatever, like they're massive.
Oh, Reading and Leeds.
Right, yeah, wherever that is. I don't know if that's. I know that's a festival name, not like a venue per se. Wherever that, Royal Albert Hall, they did a performance there.
O2 Arena.
But yeah, Paramount is right now on my list as well.
Yeah. We're gonna need a couple more followers, maybe like 10 more followers to make that happen.
10 more.
Just at least 10. At least 10.
At least 10.
And do you guys have any music recommendations to give anyone listening right now?
Make them suffer.
Make them suffer.
Doom Switch, specifically Doom Switch, or Erase Me, or Hollowed Heart. Just make them suffer.
Or Contraband featuring Courtney LaPlante.
Yeah.
Contraband is a great song. I have a recommendation. First of all, the new North Lane stuff. There's a song called Carbonized that I really like. New Falling in Reverse song, Watch the World Burn. Great. And this band, I'd say this band is pretty close to us, but like they're bigger. But I feel like they're bigger than us, but I feel like not a lot of people know them. They're called As Everything Unfolds. They are so fucking good.
They're really good.
They dropped the triple single, and there's a song called Ultraviolet. Incredible fucking song. So good.
Yeah, their song On the Inside was like my top 5 last year.
Burning up on the inside. Yeah, I love that song.
That was cute.
Oh no, I think he's gonna get cut off again.
Yeah, you're gonna get cut off again.
Less than 1 minute, it says right now, so I apologize.
Oh god, I don't even know. The new We Came as Romans record is sick. Dark Bloom. The re-release they did with Brand of Sacrifice for that song is sick. I don't even know.
Deadlands.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, what were you saying? I know we're waiting for CJ, but like
the question was new music. I'm sorry.
Any music recommendations you want to give?
True Power by I Prevail. Incredible record. Nothing Nowhere. I know I mentioned him a bunch. New music is off the charts. And then just like overall, Silverstein, they've been around for probably a decade or two. People sleep on Silverstein. They do have a really, really great audience, very supportive fan base. I got into them probably a few years ago, and they've just kind of like hit this resurge of just like, I don't know, they're just coming out of the waters out of nowhere and music, like, I don't know, their whole discography is just beautiful. Like they made their first few singles that were popular, like My Heroine and Smile in Your Sleep. They're making music that's just as good now. Like production wise is a million times, better. But I don't know, their whole discography is just, it's really great. That's a band I would recommend anyone to check out.
I missed it. Who was it?
Silverstein.
Yeah,
I would also say Rivals too.
Yeah, Silverstein. I highly agree. I only, like you said, I only got into them a few years ago, and I got into them when I saw them live for the first time. It was at Warped Tour 2015. They did a weird. It was at the Scranton one, and they did a weird collab with Beartooth, and it was the Silvertooth show they did, where they were both on stage at the same time.
That's how I found out about them too. Silver, I remember that too. Yeah,
that was like such a cool concept. It was. There was probably like 60 people there. Like there was no one there seeing them. Like,
that's where like what they like kept running across the stage. It would be like one song on this side and then one on that side or something. Mm-hmm. I remember that. That I'm pretty sure that is how I got into them as well.
That's sick. That's really cool.
I would have loved if they made it Bearstein. Like Berenstein Bears.
All right, I think this might be my last question. If you have one message to give to your audience, what would it be?
Attila said it best. Fuck the world. Not fuck the world. Kasey, you gotta go first.
Me go first? I'm so bad with this. I'm so bad. I don't know. I guess like we really stand behind the thought that like if our music can make you feel like a little bit better on a shitty day, like that means we're doing our job. And I hope that our music can provide a bit of relief for people who are going through some tough shit, or even just like a moment to forget about all the crazy things happening in the world. But to our fans, like, we love you, we appreciate you, and you're what fucking makes everything happen for us. It's like nuts. Sorry.
Yeah, that's dope. Like a lot of bands will say like, "Oh, you're not alone" and whatever, but like, it's a cool mission statement from a band, but like my biggest thing is like letting a person know that like we are people too. That's why we try to be as like involved and personable as possible, because it is super important, and our fans are great people. So I would say like just remember that like we actually have been there too. So I don't know.
I guess my message is just like stay true to yourself. Don't like change for anyone. Like Kasey and CJ know this more than anything, but like I'm a weird guy. Like I have ADHD. I'm all over the place. I say stuff in weird voices. I don't shut up. Like, but I don't care. Like I live to make myself happy. Like stay true to yourself. Like the right people will find you in life. Like be you.
Kyle gives no fucks.
No fucks. None.
You would think that he's an avid Attila listener, but
I know Kasey loves Attila. I
love Attila. I've
seen them with Kasey and stuff. I never got into them as much, but dope music. Franz is cool, I guess. I really don't know them. I never really followed them. I've seen them a bunch. They go hard.
He taught me to never give a fuck. He really did. That like I think if I did not grow up listening to Attila, then I would have like fucking cried myself to sleep every night with the hate comments. But I'm just like, fuck yeah. Like, oh my god.
He taught me to not like pineapple on my pizza.
I knew that beforehand because I'm not a heathen.
I'm one of them. I can't even say I love it. I've had it a few times, but I never disliked it.
I'd say, Kyle, you're out of the band.
I think that song, I know like everyone thinks it's a joke. I think that song is fucking good. I like that
song.
So good. I like that song.
It's a great song. No, but it's funny. Franz lives like 2 hours away from me. Also, like it's insane.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, I forgot he lives in Florida.
Yeah.
Hunt through the fish slipper grocery stores and meet him.
I was trying to have us go with them down. Party hard. Break.
No, but thank you guys so much for doing this. Like I know it was a little while in the making. Like back in I think December, I messaged y'all and it took a little bit, but we got it, and I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are the best.
Thank you. Thank you for being patient with us. It's been fucking nuts.
We promised for good reason. Bunch of awesome stuff coming out this year.
Yeah, definitely. So keep your eyes peeled. But thank you for having us on. We really appreciate, like, especially because like you're not getting mad at us for being busy. Like it's just sometimes the schedules don't mix. But thank you for being patient and allowing us on here. It's great talking to you and great meeting you.
No, yeah, you too. Like you guys, I know like shit happens in life, and it was around the holidays, so I know things get busy. But it finally happened, and you guys are so like down to earth. Probably like you guys are great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That means a lot.
My message to the world has now changed. My message is we're people too.
That's what I was trying to say.
That's it. We're people too.
Yeah, we are people too.
Casey's a college student. We live lives.
We're not just a bunch of meat sacks.
We're all just people.
I am a meat sack, but I don't have a baby.
Casey, how many things are we gonna have to cut from this interview?
I know.
I'm sitting here right now. I'm like, should I cut this part? I don't know.
I think it's funny. Leave it in.
All right, if you tell me to, I'll do it.
All right, word. Just cut that one part out.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, we don't want to know.
Yeah, I got.
Fucking I don't use a brain. Like, where is it? I don't have one. Anyway, I gotta eat dinner. But again, AJ, it was very nice to meet you. Thank you for having us on.
No, it was nice to meet all y'all. Like, I hope to catch you in concert soon. And CJ
Totally.
and Kyle, hopefully you come down to Rockville. I'll catch you guys there.
Oh yeah.
I hope the hell off. We'll be there.
Yeah, that'd be sick. And I'll hit you guys up again when my movie's done and there's music. I'll see what we can do there.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, man.
All right, thank you guys so much.
All right, peace out.
All right, peace.